Hey there, welcome back to Plow and Pantry. I'm Alicia, and today we're updating week 8 of the Pantry Challenge 2024. This is the first time I have done the 2-month challenge. This is part of the collaboration with Three Rivers Homestead. If you search hashtag Three Rivers Challenge, you'll find more of these pantry challenges. But it was make your own rules. And I did, in my very first video from this weekly update thing, I did talk about my rules, which were I was allowing myself $50 a week for fresh produce, because we like a lot of fresh produce, dairy, and a little bit of allowance in case I came across a really, really great deal and I thought I should stock up on it to keep our pantry going. So far, I've not come across any of those super awesome deals, which is sad, but it is what it is. This is week 8. And I was discussing last week, will I finish at week 8 because that's kind of 2 months, or finish out another week because I feel like stopping in February, the end of February on like a Thursday is weird, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyways, let's get into what we ate this week and how the secret got out. It's a sad story. So Monday, my updates are Monday to Sunday. So last Monday was a holiday for the kids, but not my husband. So they were home, he was gone. I made sweet potato einkorn waffles for breakfast. And for dinner we had BRCC burritos. That is beans, rice, chicken, and cheese. I used chicken from the freezer. I still have chicken in there that I cooked in the Instant Pot and then seasoned and recooked in oil for like chicken flavor, like taco flavored chicken. I used black beans, canned black beans from the pantry that I just seasoned up, shredded cheese, and beans, rice, a box of Spanish rice mix to go in those. And that was what's in the BRCC burritos. Tuesday, I made the girls oatmeal cookie dough break for breakfast. I found turkey burgers in the deep freezer that I made myself for lunch. Those are from Trader Joe's. They're like a cilantro lime. They're pretty good. And I eat those sometimes for lunch. I'll have a burger patty or two without a bun. So that's what I had Tuesday. Tuesday night, I had found a roasted turkey. I roasted a turkey breast I found in the freezer back in Thanksgiving time. Turkeys were on sale. I didn't buy an extra turkey. They weren't that cheap around me, but turkey breasts, like whole breasts, were cheaper. So I bought a few of those and stuck them in the deep freezer, and I roasted one of those up, and I made a salad and a Knorr side dish. You know, one of those little bags of like rice and pasta. It was a cheddar broccoli one. That's one of those things that I'm realizing I bought. Sometimes I'll buy one of those if it's on a really good sale or a few of them, and I'll put them in the pantry for like a just in case, but I don't think of using them ever. So I'm not sure if that's something I should make myself not buy in the future. I'm reviewing what the Pantry Challenge is showing me this year are my spending habits for where I think it's gonna help in an emergency and it just is not something that I end up using. Anyways, so it was good though. I mean, it's processed food, but it was good. Wednesday, I found for breakfast in the deep freezer frozen ham and cheese pockets. I made those back in like September in a video I did of a whole day. I made a bunch of freezer breakfast for the deep freezer and made a video about that. I can link an iCard for that. And I thought we had eaten all of those, but 2 of them were packaged a little differently. So I guess I didn't see them. And so I got those out for breakfast. Those are now gone for sure. And Wednesday night is, if you have not been here, that is a night we don't eat at home. My girls go to youth group, they eat there. My husband and I go out on a date. We went to a taco place in the same town that our church is in, which is not our town because there's nothing there's churches in our town, but we like a different one. Thursday, chocolate chip muffins for breakfast, and for dinner that night, I was home barely in time to make dinner, so I made loaded nachos because those are fast. I had some leftover chicken from those BRCC burritos. I opened a can of black beans, shredded cheese. We had tortilla chips, there they go. Friday, by the way, I did not do very good. I did horrible this week with taking pictures of the food. I think the only pictures I got were a couple of the Sunday night buffet ones, so sorry. I'll try to do better next week. Friday, croissant sandwiches for breakfast. We bought those at Aldi, the croissants. Those have been a hit lately, and now that my chickens are laying full-fledged again, because my chickens do lay in winter, but they just slow down, but now they're like back to, we're getting like 8 or 9 eggs a day out of my 11 chickens. I like to use them up. So the croissant sandwiches are a big hit. So Friday, the whole weekend after Friday was different than normal because my girls were at a church retreat. It's this thing where like all the local churches put their youth groups together for like a inter-church youth group retreat weekend type thing. And they love that. It's one of their favorite things each year. And so my girls were gone from Friday afternoon on. So my husband and I were home alone. And we kind of just lived it up. So we had some leftovers. We had more croissant sandwiches. And then we went to a lot of our favorite restaurants because it's cheaper to eat out without kids, you know? And we enjoyed the time alone. So we went into Knoxville, like an hour away, more than once, and ate there and just had fun. So there wasn't a whole lot of using up what was in the house over this past weekend, but it was a fun weekend. Sunday is our regular routine is on your own for breakfast. We don't meet up with our girls for that retreat until the church service. They come to a church service together. We pick them up from there. We went out to eat with the grandparents after lunch, which is our normal routine. And then Sunday night, I pull out appetizers or make appetizers and pull out leftovers, and we have a buffet. We watch a show or movie or a football game or something. And I think we had a few leftovers. We also had, I had some leftover hard-boiled eggs from the week before, so I made deviled eggs. And I found downstairs in my basement pantry pepper jelly, which I made this summer with peppers from the garden, and I forgot I had it. So we had cream cheese and we have crackers. So I put out pepper jelly on cream cheese with crackers. It was really good. I'm trying to remember what else we had. I had a frozen pizza from the deep freezer. I made a couple boxes of mac and cheese. That's something my husband and one of my daughters will ask me to have on hand, and then they forget it's there. And so I pulled out a couple boxes of those and made that with it because we didn't have that many leftovers. So that was Sunday night. So going forward, yes to another week. I was questioning last week whether I would end. I'm deciding to go through to next Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday, which will be March something, 3rd or 4th or something like that. Mostly because it's an easy week to do that, and I don't have time to grocery shop this week much anyways. It's partly gonna be easy because we're not eating dinner at home most of this week. Breakfasts are easy. We always have eggs. I still have a ton of bacon. We have some sausage left. I always have the baking supplies on hand for muffins or scones or pancakes or what have you. I have done well stocking the stuff for lunches because those have been easy. It's always either leftovers or one of my daughters likes a PB&J. So dinners this week, I think there are only 2 or 3 dinners we'll be at home for. And I mean, like, we're all out scattered different places. Sometimes eating out, sometimes dinner's provided at those places, but it's a crazy busy week ahead. So it's actually easier on me this week to continue the pantry challenge. So there's that. So for expenses this week, okay, I went over on my expenses this week. So after Wednesday night on our date, after that, since we were in the town that has the Aldi, I said, hey, do you mind if we go by Aldi? Because then I wouldn't have to go back to that town to go to Aldi that week. My husband went with me. And of course, you know, if a husband or kid shops with you, they want other stuff. And so he talked me into a few things. I will go over that. Here's what I got at Aldi. That's the only place I went this week. I did get 1 container of lunch meat ham and 1 container of turkey. I did not get a picture, but I have the receipt. He talked me into 3 cans of SpaghettiOs. He likes those sometimes if he's up late. Got 2 of the 8-ounce blocks of sharp cheddar. We have some cheese. Hold on, I have stuff in the oven. Okay, sorry. I'm making 110 brownies today to ship to my son's Air Force Squadron in Colorado. He's at the academy there. Oh my gosh. Things are going off all day long. where I leave off. So two packages of sharp cheddar, 2 packages of sliced sharp cheddar, like for sandwiches. One of the things my husband talked me into is a bag of their salt and pepper cashews. He loves that for a snack. And they're not a bad price either. They had boneless, skinless chicken thighs on sale for $2.49 a pound, I think. And so I got 1 package of those. I got a bag of lemons. I've been experimenting with lemon recipes. That's the second time I've had to buy lemons. He talked me into getting a refrigerator, you know, those little like fridge mac and cheese things that you stick in the microwave, as a surprise for our youngest daughter who loves those. I also got Brussels sprouts and lettuce for salads, and I got croissants for breakfast sandwiches and a loaf of sandwich bread. And that cost me $52.41. So my rule was $50 a week, and I went over by $2.41. That's actually okay, because if you've watched my past videos, you know I have overage from previous weeks where I did not use it all. So last week I had ended up with $101.26 in overage. So I really didn't tap into that very much. So now here's my new cumulative totals for the pantry challenge so far. For 8 weeks, if it was $50 a week, I would have had an allowance of $400 for the last 2 months of groceries so far. I have spent $301.15 of that. So I still have $98.85 in overage if I come across a great deal, or if I need more than what I think I'll need in the coming week. So I'm still good. This is the first week I went over, except for that 1 week where I accidentally bought a little bit too early when I didn't need to. It was just more of a convenience thing. But it still worked out that week, like if you would have put it on the next week. Anyway, so here's the deal. The secret. If you watched my first video, and I can link it in iCard, I said that this year I was going to try to not tell my family that we were doing a pantry challenge and see how long it took them to notice that something was up. And honestly, I thought it would be like 3 weeks, maybe a month. 7.5 weeks, because it was partly Wednesday, partly yesterday. So here's what happened. Wednesday night, coming back from Aldi, my husband and I were talking, and we mentioned the channel, which I didn't really talk to him about my channel. Kind of kept it on the down low. My friends don't know I have a channel. He knows though, and he mentioned something about seeing it, and I was like, wait, you watch my channel? And he's like, yeah. And I said, then you've known that we've been doing a pantry challenge. And he was like, well, no, I mean, I don't watch everything. It'll come up here and there. But I figured something was up because last week we had beans in 3 different dinners. So I kind of outed myself with that one. But that's okay. I mean, 7.5 weeks is pretty good, right? But my kids still didn't know. And Sundays we go to church. We go out to eat after church with his mom and my dad, our surviving grandparents. My kids' surviving grandparents. And that way we get to see them every week. Well, my mother-in-law mentioned that she needed to go to the grocery store because she had been trying to eat through what she had at home because, when my husband's like, that's funny because that's what she's been doing. And my girls looked at me like, is that why you wouldn't buy ice cream? But my mother-in-law was like, well, yeah, that's where I got the idea because she used to do it every year. So she was looking at me like, well, Alicia does this every year. So I thought I would try it. But she was like, I need to go to the grocery store. I've got nothing green left in the house. So anyways, secret is now out to the whole family. That's okay. We made it 8 weeks for my daughters and 7.5 with my husband, not knowing about the pantry challenge. He did know something was up with the whole bean meals, but it's okay. He's also had weeks where he's been like, yeah, you've been killing dinners this week. It's been great. So that is how it got out. That's the story of how it got out. So I will be doing one more week of the pantry challenge. So I will see you next Monday for the week 9 update and my thoughts and things I learned this year, because it's different every year, for the pantry challenge as a whole this year, and possible future pantry challenges before next January that I've been thinking about. So anyways, that's this week. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you guys again next week.